So, you're dealing with a Capricorn and you're getting a weird vibe. Things seem different than usual, and you're not sure what's going on, but you may have an inkling that this may be a change in the relationship with this Capricorn or possibly the ending of this relationship with this Capricorn. What's going on in this scenario? Well, you're in good hands because I am here to help and give you some information about 5 signs that a Capricorn man or a Capricorn woman is about to ghost you. So this video is about Capricorn men and Capricorn women, so get your notebooks out. Thank you for listening and watching. I am a Lamarr. First of all, I'm Lamarr Townsend, so if you're new to my channel, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I am a psychic, an energy channeler, a tarot reader, and an astrologer. And I am also, I would be considered on YouTube, the Capricorn guru for sure, but the Zodiac guru especially. I have so many videos on Zodiac signs, over 2,000 at this point, so I definitely would subscribe if you're new. And I go live every day pretty much and talk about the astrology and planetary alignments going on, at the time of going live. So I definitely would subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell next to the subscribe button so you get all notifications when I post a new video or when I go live. Alright? And thank you all for being here. Also, I am available for personal readings if you would ever like a personal reading. And by the way, yes, I do birth chart readings. Alright? I do individual birth chart readings and compatibility birth chart readings if you want to compare your chart to someone else's. Alright, you can text me if you want a reading at 703-791-9162. You can email me at lamarr.townsend@gmail.com. Or, of course, you can just go ahead and directly visit my website, lamarrtownsendtarot.com. That's probably the easiest and best way to get in contact with me. Know that phone readings do have same-day priority. Phone psychic tarot readings. All other readings do typically take 1 to 3 days or less, 1 to 2 days or less, depending on how busy I am. And that does include birth chart readings as well. This is my website, so if you would like a reading, once again, you know you've reached the right page when you're on this page. Alright, this is where you can go to book a reading with me. You can follow me on my Twitch, where I do monthly horoscopes, become a member of my Patreon, check out my podcast on Spotify. And you can also scroll down, read the reviews, and also make sure you follow me down here on Instagram and Facebook. If you would like a reading, you can go right to the store section. This is where you can go to view all the rates, services, products, and classes I offer, and candles. As you can see, like I said, I do birth chart readings, mediumship readings if you want to connect to those who have passed on. I do past life readings if you want to learn about your past lives. I do phone psychic tarot readings, email psychic tarot readings, video recorded psychic tarot readings, where I record myself doing your reading and then I email you the video link for you to download and keep forever. I do astrology classes, tarot classes, spiritual self-development classes, dream interpretation readings, and so much more. So once again, there's a price point for everyone. If you'd be interested, definitely check out my website, lamarrtownsendtarot.com. So let's get into the topic at hand. You are dealing with a Capricorn, and either you've been ghosted by a Capricorn already and you're trying to figure out why, or what happened. Because I always say Capricorns are really good at the silent treatment. They're like silent assassins. They're good at kind of disappearing like a thief in the night, leaving you wondering what happened. Or once again, you're dealing with a Capricorn and trying not to get to the point where they ghost you or whatever happens. So let's talk about the 5 signs that a Capricorn is about to ghost you. Once again, this is relating to Capricorn men and Capricorn women, and this also relates to all types of relationships. Gay, straight, whatever, family, love, professional or otherwise, alright? These are some signs that you can take into any, once again, type of relationship dealing with a Capricorn in your own personal life. Let's talk about it. The number one, and this is in no, specific order, the number one sign that a Capricorn is about to ghost you, and by the way, take these with a grain of salt. Every situation is different. Once again, the context of the situation is specific to you. So take these with a grain of salt, figure out where they apply, and then go from there. The number one sign that a Capricorn might possibly be about to, the first sign that a Capricorn might possibly ghost you, alright, is that their priorities shift. Capricorns are people, first of all, who are ruled by the planet Saturn. Capricorn is an earth energy. Saturn is self-disciplined, so by nature, Capricorns are self-disciplined people, whether they're male or female. Saturn also does rule, of course, time, debt, weight, illness. It does rule career, professional destiny, status in society. The Saturn, for all sake and matter, also does rule the relationship to the father and the father's side of the family in astrology, right? But the biggest factor when it comes to Saturn and Capricorns is self-discipline. Capricorns by nature are very self-disciplined people, and they're big on, once again, Saturn rules time, right? So they're big on using their time wisely. So, you first of all know that a Capricorn values you if you're high on their priority list, all right? If a Capricorn values your relationship or values you in their life, chances are that they once again put you high on their priority list in some way, shape, or form, all right? Now, by nature, once again, being ruled by Saturn, Capricorn are very goal-oriented people, and especially long-term goals. And I always say Capricorns are very much about like establishing themselves, like establishment types of people. So depending on when you meet this Capricorn in their phase of their life, there may already be certain things established in their life, that are already a high priority for them, whether this be relationships, people, places, things, whatever it may be, where, you kind of have to find where you fit in that Capricorn's life, but also the Capricorn has to find where you fit in their life. And it's kind of like a song and dance, and this is where a lot of people struggle with the Capricorn. So they put you typically through like a testing phase to figure out, is it even worth me figuring out where I can fit you in my life? And if so, where do you, land based on our interactions, so far? Like, that's kind of how a Capricorn thinks. So, once their priorities shift, however, and you become lower on the priority list, it can be a sign that, this Capricorn might potentially ghost you moving forward. Or, once again, that there's something going on in the relationship or in their own lives that is causing them to shift their priorities in some way, shape, or form. Now, this is an interesting thing because you have to be careful of taking it personally. In terms of approaching a Capricorn, you want to approach them in a way where you're not like putting blame, but you just kind of maybe want to say, hey, I'm sure you're busy. Just checking on you, making sure you're okay, kind of thing, rather than kind of giving the energy of, I feel like you don't have enough time for me. That's going to take a Capricorn off, and you're going to go lower and lower and lower on their priority list. The good thing about, number one is that, their priorities can shift again down the line, and you at some point can go higher on the list. It really depends on your actions and not taking things so personally. One thing about a Capricorn is that, their world revolves around them. They already have, their goals and aspirations set. So once again, be mindful to not think that the Capricorn's world revolves around you, because that's something that Capricorn is also not going to like, once again. Alright? So that's number one, their priorities shift. Let's get into number two, which is kind of similar to number one, or at least falls in line with number one. The second sign that a Capricorn might potentially ghost you is that they pull their energy back. Now, this can be synonymous for a lot of people. A lot of different zodiac signs, will pull their energy back before ghosting someone. Typically, not all cases. But a Capricorn is especially good at this, pulling their energy back before they ghost you, alright? You literally feel the Capricorn pull their energy back, alright? You feel the difference. They're not texting you as much anymore. When you do interact with them, it's different. They're not as excited. They may take longer to answer back, your text or something like that, which we'll get into in a second. These are all signs that the Capricorn is slowly pulling their energy back. Once again, now, depending on how you respond to the situation may depend on whether or not the Capricorn, puts their energy back in the relationship with you, or if they pull their energy further back from you, right? So this is I would say probably the biggest telltale sign, with the Capricorn, that they might ghost you soon as that they start pulling their energy back. All right. So when you start feeling that, know that there's probably something going on. Once again, be mindful of how you approach the Capricorn. Just, ask and make sure everything is good. Don't put blame on anyone. Don't put blame on you or them. Just try to figure out a little bit where their head is at. And maybe what's going on. Maybe they're stressed out about something and they have to pull their energy back for a reason. Maybe once again it's nothing personal. Maybe they've had to pull their energy back from a lot of people in their lives and not just you. So that's why you never want to assume, the reason for the pullback of energy, as well as the priority shifting of a Capricorn. But there is typically something going on that you want to be mindful of when they do that. All right, when they pull their energy back like that. That falls into number 3. They take longer to respond. All right. Now, once again, everyone is different. One Capricorn is not the same. Just because one Capricorn typically, responds back fast doesn't mean the next Capricorn is going to be the same. But typically with a Capricorn, their communication pattern is established at the very beginning. So whether they're a slow texter or a fast texter is typically established at the beginning of the relationship in terms of what you're dealing with. Some Capricorns by nature are people who do take a long time to text back by nature. It just is what it is. However, if they're taking longer than usual to text back, for example, if they usually take maybe 3 or 4 hours to text back, but they're taking 3 or 4 days to text back, that's probably a sign that this Capricorn is going to ghost you soon, or potentially could ghost you. Fonzie. Meow meow. Sorry, we had the interruption of a cat. Fonzie. Let me show you guys my cat. Ironically, he's a Scorpio. This is my cat, Fonzie. He doesn't like being picked up. Okay. Alright, I'm filming a video. Thank you. Fonzie. We'll talk about Scorpios another day. Fonzie. Okay. Alright, so number 3 is they take longer to respond than usual. Like I was saying, if a Capricorn usually takes 3 to 4 hours, but they're taking 3 to 4 days, this is a huge sign typically that this Capricorn, number 1 is pulling their energy back from you, and number 1, their priorities are shifting, and number 2, they're pulling their energy back from you. Alright, so number 3 falls in line with both number 1 and 2. All right, so I guess these are in order now that I think about it. Once again, you don't ever want to assume, and this is with anybody. You never want to assume, or take everything personal. Once again, it is possible that this Capricorn could be busy, could have things going on, and it's nothing personal. Once again, just as they are with you, they could be with other people too. So once again, if you are ever really concerned, which if you're watching this video you probably are, well, some of you, just ask questions, not inflammatory questions or blame questions. Just, are you good? Is everything okay? I notice you're taking a little bit longer to respond. Let me know if I'm, if I'm intruding or something like that. Although that would be blame, so you want to be careful with that, because the Capricorn can clue into that energy. But you get what I'm saying. Alright. Number 4 is that they forget important dates. Alright. Capricorns by nature are people who are not necessarily the most forgetful. Now, if they get too busy, or, if they're involved something they really don't want to do, or, they're not really excited about, then yeah, it might be easy for them to forget. But if a Capricorn really cares, they do not forget. So when a Capricorn starts forgetting important dates relating to you, whether it be maybe your birthday, alright, or whether it be maybe your anniversary, alright, or it could even be maybe they, you both agreed that, the Capricorn would call you on Saturday, August, 15th, and at 1 p.m. and they never called, or instead they called at 8, all right, instead of 1. So it's like those things where it's like, it could be a sign that they're forgetful. It definitely could be a sign that you're not high on their priority list. And it's something you want to pay attention to. Once again, a Capricorn that really cares is going to remember. Capricorns by nature have good memories. They may not tell you, but they remember everything. Alright, they're like elephants, okay? Lastly, and I think this is a really, really big one, and probably the biggest telltale sign. But once again, you've got to be careful about taking this personally too. Number 5, the last one, is that they don't respond to your attempts to reach out. So if you've reached out to a Capricorn asking what's wrong, asking them why they're not responding or things like that, and they don't reach out back to you at all, they don't respond at all, chances are that either number one, this Capricorn could already be ghosting you, or at the very least, number 2, this Capricorn, has the potential to ghost you in the future. Alright, once again, everyone is not the same, so some people are just not always good at responding back to messages and stuff like that. But once again, Capricorns are people who are good at ignoring what they don't want to deal with. So, whereas people who don't necessarily like someone will just tell you up front, a Capricorn will just ignore you and your existence altogether, alright? Because you just don't exist in their world. And in a sense, that's kind of what these all add up to, is when a Capricorn is ghosting you, that's kind of what it can feel like. Is like a sense of, it's like you don't exist in their world anymore. Alright, so these are signs. Capricorns can be very cold-blooded. I have a lot of Capricorn videos on my channel, so definitely check them out. Once again, these are signs that a Capricorn may ghost you eventually. So just be mindful of some of these signs, alright? And once again, take heed to some of the advice I've given you so far, alright, in this video. Let me know what you want me to talk about in the comment section below. Thank you all for listening and watching. I appreciate you all. I will see you in the next video. I'll see you in your own personal reading, or either way, I will see you soon. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And hello to all my Capricorns out there, and good luck to those who are cross-watching. God bless.